Satanism. What do you think of? Do you think of Rosemary's Baby?
God is dead! Satan lives! The year is one!
Or do you think of scary masks and human sacrifices? Well, what if I told you everything you thought about Satanism was wrong? What if I told you that you may have been a Satanist all along and didn't even know it? Something that frequently came up in my research is that Satanism is misunderstood. Just like any other religion, non-theistic Satanism is used as a structure for a way of life, a platform to speak and learn about what you believe, a way to determine what is right and what is wrong. Non-theistic Satanism, on the other hand, differs from many other religions for the fact that it is fundamentally misunderstood.
What is Satanism? It's a very difficult question because it really does sort of vary from person to person. It's a very individualistic experience. Most people believe that it is the empowerment of the self. They take full control of their own autonomy, their own body. And most of the time they use Satan as a metaphor. The common misconceptions with Satanism, there's quite a few. I mean, obviously there's the regular tropes that we eat babies and we sacrifice people, and that's absolutely, ridiculous. But I think a lot of people assume that Satanists believe in a literal Satan, where you find most modern day Satanists are non-theistic. They don't believe in a higher power. They just use that as a symbol. Just Satan is an interesting one. It does go back a long way. Some people actually like the adversarial nature of Satan. They like sort of the stigma behind it.
In an interview with Vice in 2013, co-founder of the Satanic Temple, Lucian Greaves, spoke about different facets of Satanism and what Satanism means to their religion. Satan is a literary construct inspired by authors such as Anatole France and Milton, a rebel angel defiant of autocratic structure and concerned with the material world. This Satan, of course, bears no resemblance to the embodiment of all cruelty, suffering, and negativity believed in by some apocalyptic segments of Judeo-Christian culture. The word Satan has no inherent value. If one acts with compassion in the name of Satan, one has still acted with compassion. Our very presence as civic-minded, socially responsible Satanists serves to satirize the ludicrous superstitious fears that the word Satan tends to evoke.
Well, Satan is by far the more sympathetic character in the Bible and even the literature inspired by the Bible. On the one hand, you have this rather petty and tyrannical God that demands fealty and subjugation. And on the other hand, you have a character who's willing to rebel against that entirely, knowing that it puts the highest universal power against him, but still is willing to fight on behalf of certain kind of humanistic goals and artistic creativity.
Satanism is, to a certain extent, kind of the reverse of Christianity, but to a greater extent it's something more than Christianity. It's just different. There's, like I said, a lot of Satanists are non-theistic, so we don't believe in the same thing. We don't hold God in the same regards. We don't consider Satan a god. We consider basically ourselves our own gods. But the symbol does come in useful to scare the fuck out of Christians, so that's nice. I was raised in a very religious household. I was raised as a Protestant, and I actually embraced that when I was a kid. I used to lead Vacation Bible Study School. I played in the church band. All of that. Went to retreats and revivals, the whole 9 years. Yeah, a lot of different people are drawn towards Satanism. You will, traditionally, you find people that were kind of on the outside or a little bit different growing up that are drawn towards Satanism. But even nowadays, you find a lot of people that were raised in the church that fell out of it and turned to atheism and then find Satanism as a new community for them to be involved with. It sort of takes the place of that theocratic church that they used to be a part of. Nowadays you find people from all walks of life that are joining Satanism. So it is a community, but at the same time, it's a pretty strong ethos to live my life by. I should be able to do what I want with my body, and I believe everyone has that same right, and I will not infringe upon that right of other people as well. It's that we have the right to speak out against the things in the community that we find wrong, and we shouldn't be censored for it. The freedom to offend others, as it were. There's a lot of different ways to get started into Satanism. I recommend people, obviously, look at the TST website, read a bunch of things there. There's a reading list on there, and you can look at some of the books that we consider canon and get a better feel for that. Sometimes it's just best to get involved in the community, get into forums like Facebook, or seek out other people. If there's a local chapter, you can talk to your local chapter to find out more. But just read, study, take a look, figure out for yourself if it's something you think you like. It's not for everybody. That's fine. But yeah, we're here if you want to hang out.